This podcast is by Lincoln Trim, and today my guest is Jacob Barnes.
Hello.
Today we'll be talking about American car makers. Let's talk Tesla, the biggest electric car manufacturer in the world. They've built the Tesla Roadster, one of the fastest 0 to 60 cars in the world, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.9 seconds. 0 to 100 miles an hour in times of only 4.2 seconds, a top speed north of 250 miles an hour. What do you think of the Tesla Roadster, Jacob?
So it's a really ambitious car. They haven't made one since 2009. They mastered the Model X and S and soon the 3. But they haven't made one of these since 2009. So I wonder how well it's go. It's also very expensive. The base price is I think $250,000, and that's quite a lot. It did get a lot of hype as it wasn't even intended to be launched. People didn't know it was going to be launched at the event. They're only supposed to reveal the semi, so it's definitely a surprise. And a lot of people got a referral for it, which is $5,000.
Something else that's going around in the air in Tesla motors. The Tesla pickup truck to have dual motor all-wheel drive with crazy torque, says Elon Musk as he seeks suggestions. Last year, Tesla CEO Elon Musk confirmed that an electric pickup truck is going to be Tesla's next vehicle after the Model Y. What do you think about the new incoming Tesla pickup truck?
Well, I think it would be a good idea because, first of all, the United States' number one car is the F-150, and the United States seems to pickups more than regular cars. They like to SUVs and pickups. So I think it'll definitely be a really good idea, and I think they'll make a lot of money off it. Some things I think it should even be the next car before the Model Y, because they already have an SUV, which the Model Y is going to be. So I think the pickup will be a really great idea, and especially with all that technology and crazy torque, I think that pickup will sell really well.
I agree. A pickup, the biggest thing you want in a pickup is either horsepower, is what you're looking at, or torque. The crazy torque from an electric motor in a pickup, I think that would be a big innovation. But with you saying about how you think it should come before the Model Y, I somewhat agree, but I disagree as well, because I feel like the Model Y, they're gonna take a lot of the funds from the Model Y and put it into more research to make the Tesla pickup truck better than anything, because they already know they've almost perfected their SUV market. So they can release a new and improved the Model Y and take those funds to create the Tesla pickup.
Yes, I agree with you because I also agree. I wasn't really thinking about that because they're getting a lot of from the Tesla Model 3, the Tesla affordable car. The Model Y will be the SUV of the Model 3, which is basically, again, an affordable car. So they're making a lot of money off the Model 3. Imagine multiplying by that too. They'll make a lot of money, which will help them prepare for a pickup. And maybe they'll make two pickups, one really nice one and a one that's not really still nice, but
kind of like a lower end pickup.
Yes. Some other questions is how I wonder if they can integrate autopilot. One reason how autopilot works is there are cars that have it. They sit really close to the ground compared to the pickups, which makes the cameras work easier. I mean, they don't have to be long distance. I wonder if the cameras on the pickup, I wonder if they'll put autopilot in it, or if it'll be different, because on all their cars it's in the speed pillar. I wonder if they'll make it somewhere closer to the ground so their cameras don't have to be nicer, or just settle down for big nicer cameras and put them in the C pillar. I really don't know, but it's going to be a little more of a struggle for the cameras and autopilot.
That's interesting to me. I never really thought of that. And also, another thing they'll have to take into account is the bed size, how they're going to contribute the bed with the camera, and how the cameras will, and everything will be affected by weight being put inside of the bed of the truck. And also, I want to know, like a lot of the Ford trucks are like 1 ton, half ton, stuff like that. I wonder like how much the new Tesla pickup will be able to hold.
Yeah, one thing I also have is the Tesla is going, as it states here, it's going to be dual motor. So, I mean, they're going to have a motor at the front and a motor at the end. As long as the batteries, which are completely in the forest, which is probably how they'll make it, just like every other car they have. So I'm curious to see how much it contributes to space in the rear trunk. Because it's the fact that they have to have batteries back there and a motor. So I wonder if it will like decrease the space compared to your average F-150 space.
That's a good idea. I also wonder if they will integrate batteries through the bed liner maybe to be able to have more capacity, be able to pull the weight and still have the same distance. You know?
Yeah, so one thing about the F-150 is it can pull heavy things and then still get really good gas mileage. I wonder if the Tesla, say you like pull like another, like I've seen a couple F-150s pulling another like small car, like a Honda Civic, it's like a car around that standard. So I'm wondering if the Tesla pickup will be able to hold that and still maintain good mileage, because it is an electric car.
Yes, and I also want to know like what the power to weight will kind of be like. How much will the electric truck weigh? Because I feel like in how much distance it can get and how much battery it has in it. Because I feel like they could get away with more because it's a pickup truck. They had put more weight into it, and because it's a pickup truck, it's acceptable for it to be heavier.
Yeah, and that's one thing also, they have more space to work with. Pickups are a lot bigger than what they had made so far, like way bigger than the Tesla Roadster, which is very small. The Model 3 is like a car competing against the Honda Civic. And then the S and the X, all that space is used for like seating comfort. And here they have like, it's lifted off the ground.
I have a lot of questions about what will happen with this Tesla pickup, how it'll work, where everything will be placed, the weight, everything.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot fun right there because Tesla's never really, other than a semi, never really made a pickup before. But also the Model Y is also something very different. I mean, they made an SUV, but not really an affordable SUV. Like, I'm curious. I highly doubt they'll have the Falcon Wing doors like the Model X, but I'm curious to see if it has a third row seat. You can get that as an option in the Model X, but again, they're trying to bring the price down. Also, something I'm curious about is the doors. Elon Musk himself calls the doors revolutionary. He wants to make a door more practical than the sliding minivan door, which are very practical, and he did. Those doors are really practical. Just how they work. They have so much technology packed in them. They're really, really practical. But I'm curious. I highly doubt this car, due to price, I highly doubt this car will have those doors. So I'm wondering, like, what since it's Tesla, I highly doubt that they'll just put conventional swing open doors for the back. I bet they'll think of something that will completely blow our minds, just like the Falcon Wing doors.
I agree. I feel like it'd be very interesting to see what they do with the doors because of their Falcon Wing doors and everything they've done in the past with innovation. Like, in my eyes, Tesla is one of the biggest innovators in the car manufacturing business to date.
Yeah, and I saw this video where they're actually in debt because all the money they get, they're putting into innovative, which is actually really, really good. Like, it shows that they're really caring about their products compared to Chevys, which are, I saw them, they're getting a lot of money, but they're really just putting it to nothing.
They're putting it all into profit instead, where Tesla is putting everything they can into innovation. But I feel like eventually, when other car manufacturers start declining because of the fact that they're kind of
lack of innovation.
Yeah, they're making the same stuff and just saying it's new, just changing a couple little things and saying it's new. And where Tesla,
Every
No.
time they introduce a new car, it's something totally different.
Yeah.
Like, so far, they haven't really, other than a Tesla Roadster, they haven't really made a remake.
Yeah, everything they've came out with is completely different from anything you've ever seen. Like an electric semi, when I heard of that, that was
Pretty innovative. Like,
That was completely unheard of, but it was such a good idea. But
I mean, let's talk about semis need this big, powerful diesels to get on the interstate. Some they have to climb up hills to hold these powerful things. That creates a lot of emissions, which impacts our environment. If you think about a electric semi and that torque, it'll get up easier and a lot friendlier to the environment. But the only thing is the question is like. That's going to require a bunch of batteries and electric work, but they're still doing it. I mean, like, some companies will be just like, no, that's too hard work, but Tesla actually shot for it.
with the electric semi, the amount of torque from an electric motor would completely change how hard and easy it would be for a semi and the stress on the actual machine. Because with an electric motor, all the power is there all the time. There's never less power and there's never more power. Like with a gas engine, you have to shift and keep it in the certain rev range to be able to keep it with the most power. With an electric motor, you don't have to do that, and there will be no gears, so it'd be a lot easier on truck drivers.
Yeah, so one thing about this whole Tesla in general putting so much money into innovative, and that's actually what they're most funding, like even more than manufacturing. And even their manufacturing's innovative, like just how quickly they can get it done, and everything they do is innovative. But one thing is about Tesla is you really don't know what they're going to make next. With like, they went from making a economy car that's affordable to making this big old semi to now making a roadster and then a pickup. Like, you really don't know what they're going to make next. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a train.
That'd be really interesting, seeing a Tesla train. I feel like they will do that eventually.
Yeah, but the thing about the Tesla, it'll probably be an electric train. I mean, it will be an electric train. Yeah. The thing about the electric train is it's so competitive. Like, between Alstom and Siemens, they dominate the whole entire world. Like, Alstom dominates Europe, and Siemens dominates the United States, and even Alstom's making trains in the United States. So that'll be a very hard market to enter.
And also, Tesla was really one of the first big electric car companies to ever come on the market. Like, when I heard electric car, I thought, no, there's no way. Our C cars can barely do that. Like a couple of years, like 10, 20 years ago, a electric remote control toy car was like insane. And now we're making full-blown cars with electricity.
Yeah, it's really shocking. And the whole thing is, Tesla made the electric car cool. Like, before when we thought of electric car, we thought of the ugly Nissan Leaf. It's ugly.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
objective,
Bolt, the Bolt is, well, it's just horrible. It sucks. And then the i3 BMWs, well, that's way overpriced. And Tesla made the electric car cool. And they made it cool.
And they also were the first one to make an affordable electric car. Like, when I thought electric car before Tesla and like the Model 3 and stuff, I thought hundreds of thousands of dollars, luxury car, like billionaire driving electric cars, you know?
Yeah, and like before like the Model 3 came out, everybody was like, oh yeah, Tesla's like, you can't afford it. But now they're more into the affordable market now. And with the Model Y, they're getting, that's about 1/3 of their cars affordable in the affordable market. So it is really they're really making a change. And now, when model when the Nissan Leaf came out, it was ugly, it was terrible. But now it's actually pretty decent, and they even got their own version of like this cruise control that can drive itself on the interstate. It's nothing nearly as advanced as Tesla's autopilot, but Tesla has made a change in the electric market, and they also have Bluebird, a bus manufacturer, has released this new bus that's all electric. So they have really made a change in the market and how electrics work and made the electric car cool.
I agree. I would like to see a Tesla like school bus or even just a community bus.
Yeah, I think that would be
Like
better
in
than
the
a
city or
community
something.
bus.
Yeah.
I mean, but then your safety could apply to school buses. But then those are the safest vehicle on the road.
True.
I think it'll be cool, and they're definitely more in the affordable market, which is good. And they are making more money, and yet all that money is being spent on innovation, which basically is just pluses on pluses on pluses. It's really positive for the company, and it's showing how positive the company is. And one thing he isn't afraid is to show. Elon isn't afraid. They're not afraid to show how they. Like, he takes people on tours all the time. Like, every single week there's a YouTuber who posted tour of a Tesla factory, sit down talk with Elon Musk. He's not afraid to show what they're doing.
Yeah, he's not very secretive like a lot of other car companies. Also, I want to know if they did end up making a bus, where would they put the batteries? Would it be like underneath all the seats? Could they innovate it?
It will probably be like in a conventional bus. It'll probably be in the back.
True. Like, seeing that most school buses are quite large, there could be a good amount of distance with an electric bus because there's so much room to put batteries underneath the floor panels.
Yeah, it's just really cool what Tesla could do in the future, and I hope that Tesla's a really good company. And they really made a surprise from basically being nothing in 2009 to people are like, oh yeah, that company, they're going to die next month. To now they're like, whoa, that car company, that's amazing how much innovative they have in their cars and stuff.
And like, when I was like 5 or 6, I didn't understand how like a cruise control worked. Like, I thought that was like, cruise control was like out of this world when I was little. Like, you can like take your foot off the pedals and then your car will just go forward.
Yeah,
And now entire
now-
cars are driving themselves.
Instead of taking your foot off the pedal,
insane.
you can also take your hands off the driving wheel.
And
Soon it's probably going to be your eyes off the road.
Yeah. Like, even though laws state that you must have an active, available driver at all times, artificial intelligence is becoming insanely intelligent. Because, like, I used to think a robot that you could program to walk forward, or like the robot that can jump and do parkour, standing up on 2 legs, I used to think like that'd be impossible because just the way our bodies work, we're so complicated.
Like, CNN just posted something about this robot that in some ways is better than a human, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he just jumped something that I possibly can't jump.
Yeah. He just
Possibly even like the fittest man in the world. Probably, it probably would jump better than if he got like an Olympian.
It's
Like,
just
it's
crazy what
Or
car
how-
manufacturers can do with modern technology.
Yeah, not even Ford has incorporated it into their trucks. Like, they have this cool new thing where you have this little tiny wheel with a trailer, and you can like just back up it with that little wheel, and that's amazing. That's really cool. The fact that you don't even have to put your hand on the steering wheel, like you just have this little tiny wheel. So innovation has really come a far way now, especially in the Tesla camp. How they manufacture things, it's really innovative.
Yeah, like, especially how efficient they've made everything and how much they care more about their customers than they do themselves, which is shown by they're starting to go into debt because of putting so much money into the...
I mean, they're already in debt.
Yeah, they're putting so much into research to make their cars better than they are into just profit.
Yeah. They're really putting like their innovation was they make a wide variety of products. Like the first car was a sleek Tesla Roadster. Next car was a luxury.
SUV.
No, it was the
Oh, yeah.
Model S.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Model S.
Yes.
And then they went to the Model X, the SUV, and then they went to the Model 3. But then they went back to they went to the Tesla Semi, the Roadsters, and then now they're going to a pickup. They really
Yeah.
have a wide
They
variety, and there's really
Variety.
no variety, and they really don't know. You really don't know what they're going to make next.
Yeah, they could, like, I'd be interested to see either some kind of public transportation, like a bus or a train.
Yeah.
Like, because they're, like, we've seen, like, bullet trains and stuff like that, electric trains.
I mean,
But-
that has a pretty strong market.
Yeah. Or,
Also,
like, public transportation, like a school bus or a public bus. Because I feel like they could really bring out their strengths with the amount of torque they can produce in their electric engines. And seeing that a bus is larger, they could get better distance because they can fit more batteries inside of the vehicle, and also without any fuel emissions.
not just Tesla that's been using a lot of innovation, like Ford with their backup trailer. It makes it's a
Their-
system where they like that
Their
knob,
miniature, the little knob for
and it backs up the trailer for them. So like backing up trailers can be real stressful sometimes,
Yeah,
and not
especially
really
if you're
easy.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice to be able to back up a trailer. Like my dad, he's good at backing up trailers. He's confident because he's been
a
doing
long
it
time.
his entire life.
Yeah, my dad's the same.
He does it for a living.
Like my dad ships tubing sometimes, so
Uh-huh.
he does that too.
Yeah. But a lot, especially like my neighbor, he doesn't back up trailers a lot, so he's not comfortable with it.
And many
And I-
people aren't.
Yeah, most people aren't comfortable with trailers, so
And it really shows how companies are being innovative now.
Yeah.
And like making new things. Like
they're
that
trying
before-
to make it easier, be able to make more consumers happy by making it wider variety so that everyone will buy their car and for a good reason.
Yeah.
So that everyone has a reason to buy their car.
I mean, it's really changed. It's like looks are still like reasons to buy cars. People buy cars for reason of looks, which I admit some cars can be ugly. But now
Yeah.
it's more it's now more of how practical and how innovative the car is.
Yeah.
Like really, it shows how innovative car makers can be now,
Yeah.
and what world we're in today.
Yeah, like the world we're in today is all about technology,
Innovation.
artificial intelligence.
Really, all the innovation in cars really all goes back down to Tesla.
Yeah, all this electric innovation, like the autonomous drivers. Like when I was little, I used to not understand how
Cruise control works.
Cruise control works. Like, how could you take your foot off the pedal and the car still be hitting the gas?
And now we can take our hands off the wheel. And see
Now
the-
we can